What is up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's get into it. Welcome to TBM Sports. I'm Mark, and welcome to the Bettor Mark, where we are going to go over the Tuesday night lights between these two contests with Sam Houston State and the FIU Panthers. 7:30 kickoff Eastern, as well as the UTEP Miners and the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs kicking off at 8 p.m. Eastern as well, a little bit later in the evening. And I do like these spots with these games that do present opportunity within smaller handles, and we do get these little kind of smaller schools as well that do allow for a lot of advantages, especially within the college football ranks, where we do get some great matchups and some great betting opportunities. So I'm going to share with you guys my best bets. We will have plays in one of these games, and then I will talk about both of them, and I'll give you guys insights. We'll go over to stats, rosters, injuries, all that stuff, and rankings within some of the numbers that make sense, and allow you guys to make the best bet possible towards the end of this video. So with that being said, let's get down into it. Guys, welcome back. If you have not done so, please join us here at TBM. Make sure you all subscribe right down below. Please smash that like button. That's the best thing you can do for us here on YouTube. And as always, leave me your picks down below in the comments box. I love reading those throughout the day. Also, I do have a Twitter X account, and we are growing that platform. So there is a link down below in the description. And if you haven't done so there is a handle at the bottom left of your screen. Make sure to give me a follow on X if you have not already done so. We're launching a lot of social media platforms, and would love to have you guys in the fold. All right, but let's get into that first game between Sam Houston and FIU. A couple data points to note as we do see Sam Houston laying 4.5 on the road. Total set at 46.5. That number has not moved in terms of the total. We do get 8 of their last 12 games that FIU has competed in. We have hit the over in those spots. So that is hitting at a 67% rate. So that's something that we do lend towards. But both of these teams and ball clubs, what they like to do is run the football. And the big argument that we have to make here is both of these defenses do not really do well at stopping the run. So the narrative that the under is the play, sure, you see the clock dwindle. I do respect that. Yards per play is down as well. And if they just run and kind of sludge up this game, I definitely lean towards the under. However, we have seen the over hit in 67% of FIU's games. So I probably would lean towards the over in this spot, but I do not have a play in this matchup. My best bet, if I was going to make one, would be minus 4.5 in terms of Sam Houston. That's solely because of the recent matchup that we did see. We want to talk about that a little bit in its entirety, and we are going to look into it as in terms of the recent opponents and common opponents. Okay, UTEP is recently the benefactor of a win against FIU, where UTEP was able to win 30-21. FIU came in as a 7-point favorite. This was last week, so short week, coming off of a loss, and then we do get Sam Houston State. Conversely, before their bye, they were able to take care of UTEP on the road as a 10.5-point favorite, winning 41-21. So I do think Sam Houston State is the best team available. Sam Houston in this spot, 5-2 against the spread. I think this is where the best bet we can make is, but I'm not going to have a play officially because I don't agree with the line movement. 9.5 dropping all the way down to 4.5. A lot of that has to do with what we're seeing within their injury report, okay? And what I mean by that is we saw that the Bearcats rushing attempt having a very good kind of result running the football. And then now we do get a little bit of an injury here as the quarterback has left the game against Western Kentucky. Questionable, but as of Sunday is now still listed as quarterback 1. So how much healthy is he? That's going to be the big question. Is that why we're seeing the line movement? Most likely, but in this matchup, I lean towards the over and Sam Houston in terms of the minus 4.5. It's not a key number. It's a little bit above that, so that's why I'm not going to bet it. But I do think that the best bet we can make in this game would be taking Sam Houston on the road, laying 4.5. It's a little buy low spot as well. We talk about some of the numbers here, and offensively, we do look for Sam Houston to have more effectiveness running the football. The defense there for FIU is very lacking in terms of stopping the run. And they do a really good job at stopping the pass. So it's going to be a lopsided one-angle approach, I think, offensively, where Sam Houston looks to attack this FIU defense on the ground. And I think that that's something where it does play towards that narrative on why the under is a better play, under 46.5. Get a little sludged up game. That's probably why I'm not in love with the 4.5 in case this one's kept close close to the vest. But the biggest data point, too, in backing that 4.5 number is FIU is 22% roughly in their last 9 games as an underdog. So for me in this game, it's going to be Sam Houston or nothing. I don't really have a strong feel on the total, but if I was going to bet it, it would be Sam Houston minus 4.5. Or maybe coupling the Sam Houston money line alongside the next game where we do look into Louisiana Tech and UTEP, and that will be kind of how we segue into this next discussion. Now, if we look at that game, that's the biggest thing we've got to talk about as Louisiana Tech hosting UTEP is laying 6.5 at home. We do see a majority of the handle is going to be on Louisiana Tech. Conversely, more of the bets on the 36% number that we're seeing, taking the UTEP Miners there, plus 6.5. Now, UTEP comes in this game 1-6 on the season, 1-3 in conference. And if we look at some of the numbers here backing up this movement, all right, we have seen a number opening at 5.5, bought up to 6.5, but that total has fallen like a rock, where I did have a play on the over, but we're seeing a little reverse line movement as we do get more money on the over, but that number has fallen from 51.5 all the way down to 48.5. I think this is a good buy low spot on the over, so if I was going to bet this game, I do have a very strong kind of lean towards the 48.5, where we do take the over within Louisiana Tech and UTEP. And that's where we will be leaning towards that over 48.5, kind of going against the grain. I don't want to play this because of that reverse line movement. We've seen that number go down, but we are getting more of the handle and more of the bets on the over. So that's always alarming, a little sharper move towards the under, and that's kind of why we're going to stay away from it, okay? But I would lean towards the over if we were going to make a play in this. But my best bet available is going to be Louisiana Tech minus the 6.5. I think that they're going to be able to get this one done, and I am going to play that with a 2-leg money line parlay, like I did talk about a little bit earlier, where we do take the favorites in this spot, where we take La Tech as well as the likes of Sam Houston, okay, in terms of just money lines, and that will pay at a plus price, okay? So Louisiana Tech minus 245, and then we do get the Sam Houston number is going to be set there at minus 192. So a lot of value. We'll see what happens. That's just a small play. I don't really go crazy on these midweek games unless something presents itself. And quite frankly, outside of just Louisiana Tech winning this football game, it's not really anything I'm looking to jump into. UTEP 1-6 on the season, 2-5 against the spread, kind of a spot where we look into this matchup as well. Louisiana Tech was able to kind of play in conference against FIU. They did lose at FIU, which is a crazy, crazy loss to have on your resume. And UTEP, conversely, beating FIU by a score of 30-21 last week that we were able to see at home. So kind of a weird spot. I do like Louisiana Tech, like I said, but this is one where you do see a lot of, or I should say lack thereof, defense. So I do kind of vibe with the over, and that was kind of my initial read on this game. However, with the fact that we're seeing a reverse line movement here, this is something where I don't like it. I'm not in love with it, so I'm going to stay away from it. So that's kind of where I'm going to lend towards Louisiana Tech minus 6.5 as being my best bet possible. As we go against the grain here for this matchup at 7:30 Eastern. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the numbers here, and we are going to get into it as we look in kind of what they bring to the table. We could talk about kind of the storyline between that Louisiana Tech defense. They are very good at stopping the run, very good at stopping the pass, and so I really just don't see how we look at UTEP coming into this game 1-6 on the season, being able to have any kind of offense to go alongside what Louisiana Tech's able to do, and that's kind of why I'm leaning towards Louisiana Tech. I think they dominate the UTEP offense in pretty much every statistical category. However, I do see an edge for UTEP if we look into this game in terms of what the Louisiana Tech offense is able to do after losing their quarterback. It's going to be kind of a very hard spot for them to score, but I do think that both of these teams are not going to be able to score at will, okay? And that's kind of where, 6.5, if you do like this reverse line movement, you do think this game goes towards the under, it's kind of hard to back that 6.5, and that's why my best play is going to be taking the 2 money line favorites in a 2-leg parlay here on this Tuesday evening. So kind of what we're looking at. Louisiana Tech's defense isn't good. UTEP's defense isn't good. This is kind of a horrible storyline as you kind of look at that narrative where we did talk a little bit about Louisiana Tech offensively, and after switching to that quarterback, we have seen a little bit more of an increase in efficiency. We do see that from time to time. So through the air, I do think Louisiana Tech is going to do a little bit better. We saw them recently play in a recent matchup where we did see Louisiana Tech played New Mexico State, and that game was 33-30, where there was really zero defense played in that game. And quite frankly, guys, I think it's going to be all the same in this. So I don't really agree with that line movement towards the under. If you were going to hold a gun to my head and make me bet a total in this game, I do like the 49.5, and I kind of like it a little bit more so than most. So I would lean towards the over 48.5 that you can find right now in the market, as well as the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs -6.5. Those will be my best bets for this Tuesday evening slate. So I did post a video going over my NBA opening day picks, as well as we have hockey up with Joey and some other stuff that we have going on. We will be breaking down the future kind of opening numbers for college and NFL alike. So make sure you all subscribe right down below, and please turn on that notification bell. These are my best bets, as always, at the end of the video. I am going to probably change the way I do things here on the channel because quite frankly, a lot of people just jump ahead to the end, and it kind of hurts views and hurts the channel's growth. So that's why it's very important you guys hit that like button and subscribe. But as always, guys, appreciate you. Thanks for being a part of what we're doing here at TBM, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Good luck with your picks. Cheers.